What it do? What it do? Good morning to One Pride Nation. It's your boy Bandit, and we're here with your Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions pregame show. You know how we start every show. We let you know who in the house with us. Dede, let them know who you is though.
What up? It's your boy Dede. You can find me on Twitter at Markham246. You can also find me on these 19s, and they still clean though.
Still 6.5s.
Blue, I don't think you get what we're talking about, bro.
Scotty John, let them know who you is though.
You're on mute, my guy.
You on mute.
Oh shit! Oh, you ain't got my name up here, bro. God damn it, Bo.
I can't. You know.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Lions Stream Report at Lions. There we go. Look, it's right here. I ain't gotta say it.
Little finger waggle at the bottom.
Skrilla, let them know who you is though.
Be Striller the Thriller. You can find me on YouTube at JBK Zone Coverage and all other social media.
Mr. Superstar himself, Blue, let him know who you is though.
You gotta stop that shit, bro.
Hollywood.
Nah. It's your boy Blue. I'm on camera, so I don't get fined. Let's
Hollywood.
He said I'm on camera, so don't get fined.
I'm just here so I can get fined.
Miss Tori, let him know who you is though.
Hey, it's Tori. You can find me on Twitter at TorXOO.
Tori.
And back for the second time, like he never left. Walt, let him know who you is though.
What's up? What's up? Glad to meet everybody again. I'm Walt Stringer, one half of the Lions Avenue podcast. You can find us on Facebook as well as LinkedIn.
Walt.
Appreciate you, bro.
Show.
Let's talk football, man.
Let's do something.
Show.
We haven't been this confident about a team in what, a good 30 years?
You feel me? We got our playoff. Yes, sir. Well, since we got the confidence, you feel me? How much playing time are you expecting from our starters today, Walt?
Expecting or what I would do. Because personally, I feel like players should play now the whole game. No. And I've heard a lot of people get kind of terrified of the idea of maybe, something happening in the golf or an offensive lineman turning the ankle or running back or receiver or DB. If guys are going to get hurt, guys are going to get hurt. We already seen 17 weeks of football. I treat this exactly the way it is. It's a bye. Do you want guys to go ahead and keep that rhythm going? Pretty much sure. The Vikings are sitting a lot of players. Now, what you do have to worry about is having starters out there competing against players on the other team that are competing for jobs. The try-hard guys, the guys that is going to go play past the whistle, do all the extra stuff. But I do believe that there's a lot of unwritten camaraderie around these players and these teams around the league where, hey, listen, we sitting our guys. You guys are sitting your guys. Coaches usually get together and discuss this. This is how we're going to play the game. The Vikings do somewhat, I believe, still have something to play for. They need a lot to happen for them to get in. Personally, I believe the Packers are going to get in. But, yeah, like I said, I'm looking at maybe. I expect Campbell, knowing his mentality, I don't think he's stupid. I think he's a competitor. I think he wants to win this game. I think his players want to win this game. But I believe they have enough in the tank finishing this season out to beat Minnesota without all our starters out there anyway. It may be close, may be a blowout. But if we're talking about our 52 men against their 52 men and second string for second string, third string for third string, we're at home. I think they treat this like a homecoming game. They beat the brakes off the Vikings, even without the starters really being out there like that. I just think it's over right now for the Vikings. This Lions team, I believe that Cowboys loss is going to galvanize this team. Even though they lost, I still feel like there was a lot to learn for a team that's this young in this situation, and they put up a hell of a fight. I walked away from that game feeling like Detroit was the better team, and I felt Detroit was the better team heading into that game. Detroit can beat you in a variety of different ways, and I think what a lot of us said heading to that game was that Goff couldn't turn the ball over.
Really?
Goff turned the ball over twice, and we still damn near beat them. That's why I'm not convinced about Dallas. I think Dallas and Detroit are kind of like in that same group where either of them could make it, but it's going to come down to who they play. So, like I said, getting back to what I was originally talking about, I think Campbell plays his guys for like a quarter and a half, maybe a half. And then coming out in the second half, we'll see Bridgewater. We'll see Antoine Greens. We'll see a lot of the younger names. You know, some of those guys that may end up playing big roles come playoff time.
Dede, your thoughts?
Man, my thoughts is I don't think they should be playing at all. I watched Chubb go down for the Dolphins a week ago with an ACL done when they were down like 56-14 or something versus the Ravens. Shouldn't have been playing. Now they have to go in this week and beat the Bills in order to stay as a division leader. I watched Geno Stone for the Ravens go down yesterday. I watched T.J. Watt go down for the Steelers yesterday. And it doesn't make any sense for these guys to be out there playing. Now I understand the whole argument of you want to keep these guys fresh. You know, you want to keep them in football mindset. Like I understand all that, man. But we're locked into the playoffs as a 3 seed. Like no matter what happens today, the lowest we can go is a 3 seed. Like I get why they want to play, because if we win, actually let me change that. When we win, and Dallas loses to Dallas was to lose to Washington, we get that 2 seed. But at this point, man, me personally, I don't care, man. Throw Teddy B and Craig Reynolds and Tom Kennedy out there for all I care right now this week. But since we are playing, get in and get out healthy. I don't want any injuries. Knock on wood, whatever. Man, main thing, get out healthy and don't play this O-line very long. Put the backups in there for the O-line. That's really it. The other guys, we could kind of stand to lose them a little bit. Not a whole lot. Like we can't lose Amara, obviously. But just get in and get out healthy, basically, to break it all down.
Skrilla, your thoughts?
I think Dan Campbell's going to keep them in until they have a hell of a lead. And I think he's pressed upon Ben Johnson to go out there and get like a 14, 20-point lead or something like that, 17-point lead, and then he's going to start rest of starters. That might be in the third quarter, it could be in the fourth quarter, but we're going to get. We're going to see Teddy Bridgewater sighting at least, because you know he's going to be retiring after this season. Might as well get him in and get him a few reps. I like how they got in the injury report, an inactive report, on the NFL Network, by the way. QB Henson Hooker. How come they can never get his name right?
No,
Madden couldn't get his name right. They got Hoker. I'm like, dude, how do you not? Anyway, but he's the emergency third quarterback. I was hoping that he would. I was hoping he might be like second or something, so we can get a little taste of what he's going to be like, you know, as a secondary quarterback next year. But they got him as emergency third quarterback. I just think that they're going to play as much as they can until they build a confident lead on Minnesota, and then they'll sit all their starters, and then they'll put all the backups in after that.
Can't they still choose to play him if they wanted to? I think they just can't play Bridgewater if they went straight to the hooker.
No,
he's got to be. He's got to be hurt.
Yeah,
they got to be hurt.
That's the only way you're allowed to play that emergency quarterback if somebody gets hurt.
Yep. To the original question, bro, I feel like, you know, I understand both sides of the argument too, like Dede was talking about, because I am a firm believer of not letting the guys rest, because that could, you know, have rust, you know, and come out flat in the playoffs. But I feel like there's a middle ground that could, you know, work for both, you know, both the Lions and its players, whatever. Anyway, it's a win-win situation. I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we do what the Packers did back in, I believe, 2021, where it was like against us, I believe, in the last week of the season. So what we'll do is that the Packers will play their starters for like the first half, and then the second half, boom. You know, that's where we see all the second and third stringers, whatever it may be. And I feel like that's a win-win. You know, you keep them, you know, whatever the term is, callous going. You keep them, you know, off that rusty flat thing going into next week. And at the same time, like Day said, we can avoid injuries. We can avoid some problems, obviously. That's how I answered the original question, honestly.
So I think I like the idea of playing them. They're gonna stay.
Miss Tori.
They're just gonna stay at where they need to be. They're not gonna come into the first game of the playoffs rusty. They're gonna be. I mean, I don't think they would either. They're gonna practice hard, but they're not skipping a beat. I don't think they're playing the full game. I think most of them need to go out after the half, if not before. I don't think. I mean, Dan cares about the win. The guys are going to care about a win. But I think he's smart enough to put that aside and realize we have so much more to play for. I'm not too worried about most of our guys, other than the O-line. O-line scares me. I don't want them out there very long. But, I mean, luckily, knock on wood, like Jared, he doesn't get hurt. He's pretty good. I don't want to take the chance exactly, but he's not injury prone. Most of our guys aren't, knock on wood, but I don't see them not wanting to play in the first place. Our guys are going to want to play. And if they want to play, Dan's going to let them play.
Guy, John, I seen John must have tied up Scott, threw him in the closet. So,
Yeah,
John,
no.
what do you think? Oh, there you go. What y'all think about the playing time? What are y'all expecting?
Playing time, like I agree with like what everybody's saying, but I feel like you give them a series, maybe two, depending on how the flow of the game's going, and you sit the starters down. Like I'm all for winning this game and making a statement and the guys being out there, but at the same time, we are playing. We got more to play for. You know what I mean? Like this is something that this organization hasn't seen, our fan base hasn't seen in 30 years. A playoff game, especially we're playing a home playoff game at that. So it's like I feel like get ready for the playoffs. Let them play a little bit, but don't keep them out there more than 2 quarters.
Exactly.
More than 2 quarters.
Give them the first half.
Maybe get to like the first series in the second quarter, and after that, sit them down. Like let them get a rhythm, let them get going, and then just sit them down. Because this game, it doesn't mean much. But it does mean much to us Lions fans. Like we still want to beat Minnesota no matter who we have out there every single time.
Still a division game.
Exactly. It's still a division game. But at the same time, we still got bigger things to play for. We need everybody healthy when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, I have a question after Scott goes.
Well, as I agree,
Scott,
with what John is saying, my take on it is probably what Dan is thinking. Like this is uncharted territory for these motherfuckers. I know there's guys that's been on teams and things like that have been to the playoffs, so for them this isn't new. But I don't think Dan wants to lose momentum by losing this game. So I don't think that he's thinking that, hey, listen, if we lose this game, that may escalate into us going into our home game against whoever the fuck we gotta play. And I understand that the game really doesn't matter, but momentum is a real fucking thing. And if these guys are locked in, I would sit them the whole fucking game personally. But like I said, they don't. I don't know how half of these motherfuckers haven't been there. The organization hasn't been there. The fans don't know how to act. Like it's just it's a whole weird thing that can happen. So, last thing I guess I'll say is play it by ear.
So
Teddy can win you the game in the second quarter. Go Teddy in there. I'm just more or less worried about Jared Goff. That's really the only person I care about.
Question. So do you think if we win that game last week, our starters play this week?
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think we still play no matter what because it would be based on seeding still for us.
Yeah, that would be.
Right.
Yeah.
1 seed would come in.
If we won last week, we're sitting in the 2 seed. We're sitting in the 2 seed.
Right, I know that, but what I'm saying is but if
it would come down
say the 49ers lose this week
to the Rams and we were to win,
and we won and they lost.
With San Francisco winning last week, they won.
They already
They
locked it, so then we would be playing for sticking the 2 seed. At the end of the day,
we would have supplanted the 2 seed. We won last week. 2 seeds ours. We win last week, based on Dallas obviously was losing, and then I believe didn't Philly? Yeah, Philly went down to Arizona last week. So with all that happening, we beat Dallas, bro. We're supplanted. Like, we are locked in at 2. We can't go nowhere. If that's the case, I don't think our guys play this week.
Yeah, you're right.
I still think we really want to win the game, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think we still really want to win the game because this. First of all, we're at a disadvantage because we play first. Dallas and Washington is 4:00, I believe. I don't think any of us. The Commanders are 4-12. I don't think any of us really believe Dallas is going to go there and lose. But we've seen strange shit happen before the last game of the season between divisional opponents. And can you imagine if we just took this game very lightly against Minnesota, very cavalier, and the Vikings beat us, and then we watch Dallas lay a damn egg in Washington? Then the first thing everybody's going to say is, damn, we should have played harder. I think, if anything, the coaches need to win this game. This is the type of game where all of our starters aren't going to play too much. We don't expect them to play too much, but we need Campbell and we need AG and we need Ben to scheme up the right game plan to still beat Minnesota without our best guys being out there. Because I don't want to take the chance of us jacking off this game and then Washington happens to pull an upset on Dallas and then we screwed. Because I think at the end of the day, everybody believes we're going to play Dallas again. Would you rather play Dallas here? Or would you rather play them in Dallas again and have to deal with the bullshit that we always got to deal with, it seems like, every time we go to Dallas? I think most of us would rather have Dallas here.
No, absolutely. Who wouldn't?
Take Dallas here.
When we play Dallas, it proves we can beat them. So I'm not worried about Dallas anymore. I'm more worried about the Rams. So
we all know we can beat Dallas, man. Like, I said, Dallas. I feel like Dallas is not really a threat, man. You feel me? Like, I feel like we've proven we win this Dallas and they proved to everybody we can beat Dallas, man. But this week, man, only thing we do got to look forward to this Minnesota game, though, is CJ returning, man. Like, Sky and Day, man. I mean, Sky and John, man. What are y'all expecting from CJ this week?
I don't expect much, but I want him to play the entire fucking game. I want him to play as much as possible to get his legs under him. To be honest with you, it just is something with him not playing as long as he has, and it's game speed's a different speed. It's totally different. You can't simulate it unless you're doing a live practice with another team. There's not really much you can simulate it like a game in practice. So it's. He needs to play as much as fucking possible today.
Yes. CJ needs all the reps. CJ needs all the reps just so he's ready come playoffs.
Hey, what's your thoughts?
Hold on, let John go. Let John land.
Are you lagging today, bro?
Yeah,
he's lagging today, bro.
Oh,
no, bro. You got the family on the Wi-Fi, bro. Oh, no.
A little bit, yeah. Go ahead.
John, go ahead. Land, bro.
He's a motherfucker today, ain't they, man? Cranking on the family on the
no, but hey, like I agree with Skylar. CJ's got to get all the snaps. He needs to get all the reps he possibly can, live game reps, because you can't simulate that in practice.
100%. All right, I'll go. My thing is, let CJ play.
Now go ahead, Day.
Let CJ play, and pray to God this doesn't happen. Knock on wood. But say he gets hurt, is it really a big loss? Is it really a big loss considering he hasn't played all season, and our defense is playing very well right now with Iffy and Kirby back there? So let CJ get his reps. Saved by something happens to him. It's not really that big of a hit to the team, considering we played without him since week 3, week 2. So I'm excited to see the kid back. We'll see how this defense looks with him out there today. See what kind of looks they and where they put him. But if something happens to him, we just keep on rolling without him, unfortunately.
I agree.
Ms.
I
Tori, what's your
want him out
thoughts
there.
on CJ GJ?
Want him out there as much as possible. I agree with Dave. If he gets hurt, it's gonna be sad. But CJ's also a pro. He knows this game. He knows the speed, but he's still gonna need to knock off that rust. No matter what, it's gonna be different. He needs to get in there. He needs to get as much practice as he can. Get the feel, get his feet back under him, start running his mouth, and do CJ things.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what he needs to do. Play the whole fucking game, dude.
Yep. Yep.
Great comment, Big T. I see you.
Scooter.
Yeah, so I think I think they should play CJ all game. I think the factor based on the last convo too is that we're fans. We don't want to see things happen to our players when we're going into, especially us as Lion fans. We're at the pinnacle right now. So we don't want to see our players go down for injury. But really, if people got injured 2 weeks before the playoffs, I mean, like last week, if players got injured, I mean, every time a player steps their foot on the field, it's injury. Injuries can happen anytime. So it doesn't, to me, it won't make a difference. But CJ should stay out there the whole game, so get his feet under him and see if we can work some packages. That's perfect for AJ or AG to work some packages. Work some packages out, dime packages, 4-6, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Play them all.
Yeah, I think he plays. I think he should play a decent amount. I'm not for the whole game thing for him. I don't think he necessarily needs to play the whole game. He's a vet. He's played a ton of football. He's been in these situations before. Now, as far as him getting out there, getting his feet wet again, because the dude hasn't played football in 16 weeks. So he's still there's gonna be some rust going on with him a little bit, but I think considering what his role will probably be for this team come playoff time, he's gonna be that extra corner for the most part. I think him as well as Branch will do a majority of the nickel coverages, basically added as an extra corner. I don't think Melifonwu gets pulled out of what he's in right now. Dude in too much of a groove right now to snatch him out of there for CJ or anybody else right now. But I do believe that he should play about a good half. Let him get out there, make some defensive calls, let him run around, hit some people, chase some people. As Tori was saying, do a little bit of talking, get him back into the groove of the ritual of actually going out there and playing the football game on Sunday. So, like I said, I'm all for playing him about a good half. Let him knock some of the rust off and then getting this guy ready for next weekend.
Go ahead, Mr. Lagman or Blue, whoever's going.
I ain't the lag man. What are you talking about? If we're still on CJ DJ, everybody took all the good stuff. Make great points. Yeah, man. Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he's healthy, gets into a rhythm. Just take it to playoff time. Again, everybody said it best, and I can't really put in my own words better than they did.
Come on, lag man.
Am I the captain now?
Go ahead.
Sky's chair. What do you feel about the CJ DJ thing?
Yeah, no, we've already said our piece.
Never.
Wait, Sky or John can talk?
Yeah, I got a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Fuck it. Why not? Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, no, we already gave our point on CJ GJ. I feel like he should.
Okay.
Yeah, I said he should play most of the game, just to get the reps.
That's what you're.
Yeah, he did a report.
Fuck. There's a reason why I wear glasses, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. My attention span is garbage sometimes.
Let me drag
and
you.
my eyes are crazy. I got Adam Gay size, no cap.
Adam who?
Adam Gay size. Remember his press conference? He was doing doing all that shit. And yes, that's what my eyes look
He
like.
was cracked out.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. For the first time in a long time, man. For the first time in a long time, man, we can have two running backs to reach 1,000 yards, man. I don't know how many yards Gibbs and Monty both need, but that'd be something. Hey, we usually not even getting 1,000-yard rushing. I think the last one I think was Reggie Bush, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Well, how you feeling about that, man?
I think it's tremendous, man. You know, just piggybacking off what you just said, coming from what we came from. You talking about what's your boy name? That you just mentioned.
Bush.
Hell's these dogs doing upstairs? Yeah, but you talking about who else? Who else got it done? Well, Javid Best had the potential to be something real major, but it didn't happen. We had the who else was the guy we got from Jacksonville? Stewart, James Stewart.
Kevin Jones.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin
James
Jones
Stewart.
out of Virginia
Yeah.
Tech.
Man.
So it's been a long time since we had a consistent running game to lean on. I just find it funny that it took former players to finally come here and unlock the running game, and nobody else could. But I'm gonna let you guys talk for a second. I gotta get this dog for a second.
Yeah, I'll go. Officially, I don't think it will happen because why go for
ahead,
a
Skrilla.
selected record? Or I'll let Skrilla then go.
Jesus Christ.
Blue Land, bro. Neil, you're
Okay.
way behind.
My bad.
Blue's
My
talking.
bad.
Blue, go ahead, man. Bandit,
Yeah.
you're in timeout for a minute, bro.
Nah,
Right.
man. I'm glad to have a running game, bro. I've been
Kids off
dying
the
for this
game,
for a
bro.
long ass time. Will they officially get 1,000 yards apiece? No, it's not worth it in terms of the injuries, in terms of a meaningless game. But I'm hyped.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if they'll get it either just because of usage.
Mm.
Thrill, what you thinking, baby?
He's talking sweet to
I
you.
think they're gonna get it. I think they're gonna get it. I think they're gonna make a point to get them the yards that they need to get to that.
But don't they need a lot of yards though? Like
No.
I think one needs
25 and Gibbs needs
DeMar Gibbs is the only one that needs the most.
Yeah,
yards.
Gibbs
Like
was the one. My
65.
bad. Apologies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gibbs only needs
65,
85 yards, though.
or 85
85
yards.
yards.
Yeah, something like
But
that.
do you
He's
want?
at
So-
9:15 right now.
But do you
Yeah.
want him like for 4 quarters to hit that 85 though?
But he could hit
Yeah,
it.
I'm
in
gonna
a
let.
quarter.
I mean, if he gets a
Yeah.
big one, yes. If he gets a big one, yes. That's the key. If we want that 1,000-yard benchmark. But to your point, like even though I would keep the players on the field, but to do the happy medium thing, like sure, if Gibbs pops off a 60-yarder, sure, then he's going to get it. But if
I
not,
would give him like 6 to 8 carries. You know what I mean? And if he could do it in that 6 to 8 carries,
I agree.
that's good.
Yep. Go ahead,
You know,
Dede.
but
I'm
we
sorry.
ain't-
We
you
cut
don't
you
gotta
off.
put
I'm
him
gonna
out there and give him 10, 15 reps. We don't
I'm
gotta
gonna
do
let
that.
Skrilla land, and then I'm kind of piggyback off what he said.
Apologies.
So yeah, I think they should. Like I said, the game plan I think Dan's going to find is that he's trying to, get a big score ahead of Minnesota so that he can set his starters. Whether by that time Gibbs gets his 85 and Monty gets his 25, then yeah, good. That's great. But I think it all depends. I mean, it depends on how the offense is going to work during that time. I don't know if they're going to be going to the pass early or they're going to keep with the run. They did a magnificent job of running out Minnesota the last time they played them. So I don't think that would change too much. But I would definitely try to get Gibbs his 85 and Monty his 25. I would make that a priority before doing anything else. I wouldn't be surprised they start running it when they come right out the gate. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I think Monty will.
I agree with you. It should be a priority, but is it a priority? You know
Just
what
like
I'm saying?
the Laporta thing. Do we want him to get 1,000 yards? Do we want him to throw him like for a 200-yard game? No, we don't really need to and want to.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it would be nice just to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd just be like a cherry on top of, the
season we had.
You know what I'm saying? Just to, hey, listen, we got 2,000, 1,000-yard rushers just to say we did it. So,
if I can add to that.
No, go ahead, Blue.
Yeah, if I can add to that, bro. Like, I think you all know me by now. How we talk about the stats thing. Like,
who are you?
I feel like we don't need to see him eclipse officially the 1,000 yards mark because we know they are 1,000-yard rushers. We know that by the film and our eye test. Like that's the one thing I could take to the bank, honestly. Like, we know J-Mo could be like an 800-yard receiver easily, just by the talent and what we've seen and the projection we can have for him. So just wanted to add that little tidbit in there.
Oh, that's perfect. Tori, what's your thoughts?
I think they can both get it. 85, Jameer's averaging 65. Give him a long run. He can break out. He's fast. He's swifty. He can get it. That's nothing, honestly. Monty, he's only 25 off, if I can do math right. Yeah. And that's, again, nothing for Monty. He's averaging like 75. And I would love for Monty to get it kind of as just a fuck you to the Bears mostly. But
I'll agree. I'm still on that. It's only 25 yards. He's getting that.
It'd be absolutely hilarious.
And if Jameer can get it, get him a long run, get him 15, 20, just give him a few, let him run.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens with
That'll be
kids,
nothing
especially.
for him.
So, Scott, can I go?
No, Day, yeah, you're up, bro. You're next
Okay.
anyway, so.
So, I'm all for it, them getting it, just based on how the flow of the game is going. If these guys are like trying to run, trying to rush, and they're taking hits, like hard hits, kind of. Nah, don't sit there and feed them both the rock in order to
That's
get
why
it.
I said
Monty,
the Craig Reynolds overs today,
Exactly that.
The Craig Reynolds overs.
if I could, I would have. Yeah, I mean, but Monty, I'm about 100% sure he'll get his. Gibbs really just depends on his first couple runs. If they're getting stuffed or he's taking hits, don't. Like Scott said, throw Craig Reynolds in there.
Facts. Give him some.
Pay your Netflix bill this month. Let him run.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Let him run for 200 yards and have a masterclass game.
I mean, they're going to get hit all the time, man. That's without a doubt. They're going to be playing hard divisional games.
But you can limit the hits.
I think the thing that y'all got to stop being is scared with this team. Just let them play.
I'm not
playing scared football. I don't want them to get hurt. I don't want injuries are going to happen anytime. If they go in the playoffs, they can get injured and fuck the whole situation up. It doesn't make a difference.
But that's a meaningful game. That game means something. This game means fucking like the shit on the bottom of my shoes. Nothing.
It means something so you can get everybody else on the same page playing the same. Keep going. Just keep going. You see, that's the problem. We get people getting rested. Then they come back and all of a sudden they can't play because they're rusty or this and that.
But it's only a week. It's not like it's 2 weeks. There's a difference between 2 weeks of rest and 1 week of rest.
That's why I said a half would be good.
Because when it's like another bye week, because when we come out of our bye week, we didn't play like shit.
No, I agree, Dave, but we all know a little bit of rust can throw off the whole game, and that could cost us a game.
You think how intricate this damn team is? You think 1 week is going to throw them off?
No, but
no way.
But Day, you talked to me about football for a long time now. We know how variables work in football. That little bit of rust could be the deciding factor in the future. Just saying. One drop pass.
I disagree, but if Jared Goff goes out there and get his knee blown out, then we're gonna have a problem.
All right, everybody find the nearest piece of wood to you. Now this guy just fucking said that.
Hey, listen,
I'm just Jared Goff's pretty sturdy, man.
See, I agree with both.
He's got a good offensive line.
I agree with both of y'all because both things can be true in this situation. What Thrilla said and what Dave's saying, they both because I think there needs to be a happy medium here.
Like I said,
with what we're doing, they need to continue to stay hot. So if you take them out, we're up. They go down 2 or 3 drives. They score 2 out of 3. We go into halftime up 7 or 10. Take them out.
That's exactly what I said.
They left the game hot. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to keep them in, and maybe they fucking digress throughout the fucking rest of the game. And here we are going into the playoff game with an L on the back of Jared Goff. That's the last thing I fucking want. I'd rather have that L on fucking Teddy Bridgewater and a couple backups and fucking Craig Reynolds and fucking Cleve Freeman in a fucking in a fucking week 18 thriller against the fucking Vikings with our backups versus fucking Mullins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is it Mullins today for the Vikings?
Mullins today. Yeah.
So I don't really give a fuck. As long as they manage it properly. What do you say, Tori?
We see, if Goff gets, if he has a bad game today, because our starters or whatever, if he doesn't have his wide receivers playing and he doesn't make good throws, they don't make good catches, and we see him get rattled, that is terrifying for the playoffs. Because he's so, if he's playing good, he's playing great. if he's
He's a
playing bad,
rhythm-based quarterback.
exactly. And we do not want to throw. He's good right now. He played I think great in Dallas, other than the 2. But we don't want him going into this game rattled at all.
No.
I don't think there's going to be any
We want
possibility
him
of
in there
rattlement.
feeling good, throwing, dotting him up.
I don't think there's going to be any possibility of rattlement, to tell you the truth. I think DC's got these
In this
boys
game,
running
no.
through brick
In
walls.
this game, no.
I just don't see. I just don't see any of that.
Game.
I don't see any of that negativity happening in this game. I just don't. I just see them going out there. And like I said, it depends on how Dan Campbell feels about what he needs to do as far as player personnel goes. If they build themselves even maybe a 10-point lead, you know, he might take starters out, and it might be not until the beginning of the fourth quarter. But I don't see him not. I don't see him not playing the starters the whole game, but I do see him playing at least, 75% to 65 to 75% of the game, depending on how they're doing.
Agreed.
Because
it's all about hypotheticals.
You gotta make your team. You gotta put confidence in your team and say, "Hey, we're gonna do this. Fuck Minnesota. We going on to the playoffs at home. We need ups. We need everybody to get themselves together." That's basically what the game is about right now for the Lions. Just carry that confidence into at least 3 quarters, and get the win, go into next week, and beat whoever the hell we got coming in. That's it to me.
We got a chance to not only win the NFC, or we won the NFC in front of these guys, and they won it last year. So we showed them, another team took over the division, and we have a chance to kill their playoff dreams today. Like, if we beat them, they're done. They're over with. So there's that too. You're on mute.
Mute, man.
And to me, again, it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, what happens in this game in the grand scheme of shit?
Yeah.
Outside of what I said with Goss' confidence and what Tori said, I don't. Whatever.
It's just, again, it's practically a preseason game.
Whatever. All right, Neil, what's the next topic here, buddy? Oh, all right. Amon-Ra St. Brown pissed about the Pro Bowl snub.
I was pissed about it.
Thoughts in
Doesn't make it.
Concerns about what this means for the rest of the NFL for the playoffs. They take it over since you're already humming over there.
My bad. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for whoever has to match up against him. Week 1. Because I forgot who else said it. I think Randall L said it, I believe. Yeah. He doesn't need any more confidence. Or not confidence, but motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's a dangerous thing from that aspect, but honestly, I don't care. Like, it doesn't make sense why he's not a starter, but I don't care. The Pro Bowl ain't nothing but a popularity contest nowadays, man.
For sure.
Pro Bowl used to be fun to watch, bro, but now it's just slowly
and
now
and
it's
the Pro Bowl used to have
fun.
credibility to it, sadly too.
Bro, once they took it out of Hawaii, bro, that's when honestly that's what started the downward spiral of the Pro Bowl, to be honest.
And if I could follow up on Day on that, I was pissed about Amon-Ra not making the Pro Bowl, but at the same time, Hutch making it over him, because I feel like Hutch had a great year. And I believe it was One Pride Mike that said it best. He was playing at an alternate level, sure, but I don't think he should have been like first team Pro Bowl for Hutch. And we all know
when it came out.
I feel like Amon-Ra, bro, like someone said it best in the chat, I think the other day. He was top 5 this year, a top 5 receiver this year, easily. Like, you watch that motherfucker play, he was easily a Pro Bowler. There was no even question. So yeah, I've always been a fan of the Pro Bowl because I'm an old ass man now, and I used to see Sean Taylor do great things in the Pro Bowl anyway. But yeah,
I used to watch football. I used to watch Pro Bowl just because it was an extra game of football. Now
and just see all the greats on the field, bro. That's why I miss about it. And I know, like, people said it best. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's a joke. I still kind of love it because it validates some players. Like, some players do deserve to go to the Pro Bowl. Like, Amon-Ra deserves to go to the Pro Bowl. Tyler Huntley from 1 or 2 years ago, of course he doesn't. There's
Yeah, he
flaws in the
went.
Pro
That
Bowl.
yeah.
There's
That's right.
Reed
flaws in the
with
Pro Bowl,
Dizzle
but
here, I'll tell you
I
that.
feel like the honor is still something to be commended because I was so glad to hear Frank Ragnow get it because we all know Frank Ragnow never got attention until we started winning. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Somebody said in the chat, "Boo, we don't get to watch Alvarado play dodgeball."
That was Scorin probably.
You know what I mean? That's
damn
funny.
There you
truth.
go.
Oh, I didn't see it. My bad. I didn't see the comment on
That's
there.
my boy Robbie from my show.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
My opinion, man, I think it's kind of tough sledding for Amon-Ra and playing in the NFC. We discussed this before the season started on our podcast. I think St. Brown is just kind of like the victim of playing in a really, really dynamic era of football when it comes to the wide receiver position. I think this class coming up, this draft class coming up, has about 5 guys, wide receiver wise, that could be first round picks. And if you're
I
not
gotta
like
go.
big time, if you're not 6'3", 220,
Yeah.
big time dynamic downfield, Tyreek Hill, the DK Metcalf, if you just look at his competition, and we're not even going to talk about the guys who had off years that didn't make it, but you're talking about Frisco with Debo and Ayuk. You're talking about the Rams with Puka, who bust onto the scene this season, and Cooper Kupp and Metcalf and CeeDee Lamb, of course, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Terry McLaurin had an off season this year. Justin Jefferson missed a huge part of this season. And those are the guys that had off seasons that didn't even make it. So you're talking about, I think the one guy he should have gotten in over was Puka. He had more catches. Puka had, I believe, maybe 200 more yards or 100 and something more yards. He had more touchdowns. I thought, and then on top of that, his team won more. I just don't like the fact that they're kind of like devaluing winning in football the way they kind of do in the NBA now. If a guy has more catches and more yards and he's playing on a 12-win team, how do you keep him out of the Pro Bowl?
And see, to that
Well,
point,
he had more yards than Puka. He had more touchdowns.
Well, yeah, more touchdowns and he had more
his
catches.
His
point,
catch
I
per
think-
average was better.
Yeah,
I think the Pro Bowl is perfect for the stats lovers out there. Like, oh, this dude got 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. That's perfect for that. Because again,
Bro, what you got against stats, Blue? I'm a fantasy football player, so of course I love stats.
well,
Bro.
Day, we talked about this. Remember,
Stats equal money.
stats
talking
equal
But
sometimes.
that's not
bad
what the Pro
football
Bowl's
takes
about.
Because
That's what it's supposed to be
Because
about.
people try to compare DK Metcalf to Calvin fucking Johnson. Again, we all talked about that. I'm not going to get into it again because of stats.
Yeah, but I just think people don't, even across the league, football fans, people view him, and I don't find anything wrong with this comparison. People view him as Keenan Allen. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Keenan Allen.
No,
He's not going to make the big time flashy plays downfield. St. Brown isn't going to get the 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
He's not even going to get the 50-yard touchdown. But he's going to be consistent. He's going to catch the football. He's going to be where you need him to be. He's a security blanket. And people don't respect security blankets. They like I said, they like the Metcalfs. They like the 4.2, 4.3 speeds, the 6'3, the 220 guys.
People
They
Even
like the
Tyreek
jump- they
Hill.
like the jump ball guys. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
CeeDee
Jump
Lamb,
ball,
like
speed
he's
guys,
just not
dynamic
that
guys.
dynamic of a guy. And
Yeah,
like
but
coming
okay,
out of
then-
college, I had him rated as a 2nd-round pick. It's ridiculous that dude fell to the 4th round.
Ran
But the
back
only
40
reason I
minutes.
had St. Brown as a 2nd-round pick was because he doesn't have that game breaker ability.
Right.
He's consistent as hell, but he's 6 foot 202, decent speed, tough as nails. He's like an Anquan Bolden, Hines Ward type of player.
And
He's a
start
guy
going-
that's going to play here forever and hold damn near every receiving record. But when you compare him, when you look back at this generation, we just talked about the NFC. We didn't even get to the AFC, like I said, with the Tyreek Hill he has to compete against nationally in the football league. Jamar Chase. Like, these are guys
Jalen
who are
Waddle was on teammate,
right.
huh?
Stephon Diggs. When Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are cooking, they look like maybe the best duo in the league. He's not one of those type of guys. And historically, people don't really respect those type of guys like that because they're not the sports center highlight guys. At least
Look at
he's
the
not.
receivers. Look at the receivers that we basically grew up with. They were those big bodies,
Yes.
fast jump.
They were
ball
those guys.
receivers, bro. That's what we're used to, and I think as fans, they're still trying to see that. So when they see
Yeah.
that, they say, "Oh, that guy's a top notch," boom.
And
God.
if I can add to Walt's point, I'm glad he brought the draft stuff again with the second round. You know, in retrospect, I think Walt's spot on with his analysis and his scouting on Amon-Ra right there, because a thing that I usually talk about with my guys when it comes to draft time, obviously day-to-day draft time, draft talk right now, probably. But again, to your point, well, I think one of the biggest issues with guys falling a lot and having a lot of Amon-Ra situations is because a lot of teams, GMs, scouts, and important figureheads, they get lost with the flash. Oh man, look how big he is. Oh, look how fast he is. Oh, look how the unreal generational talent physically, you know. But then
those guys are good though.
Yeah, no, they are like. But again, Sky, we've seen the draft time and time again. Like, oh, look at that kid with the big arm. But is he a good quarterback overall? They get lost in the physical tools a lot. And again, with Amon-Ra, again, to Sky's point, you know, that draft had a lot of great wide receivers. But again, to Walt's point, the reason why he fell because people got lost the plot with Amon-Ra. He is a good player. He's just not fucking Calvin Johnson. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, also to piggyback off that, I think a lot of wide receivers, because on the Detroit Lions podcast, we had Stephon Logan on there, and I got a chance to ask him, why is it that you see so many receivers? Why do so many receivers bust out in the first round? You know, we see the guys who have all the physical attributes. They got the stature, they got this, they got that. And he put it plain and simple that a lot of these dudes just can't read coverages, let alone split field coverages. And if you can't read split field coverages and you can't consistently catch the football and you can't run more than one route multiple ways, it's very, very difficult for you to make it in the NFL. Look at Justin Jefferson. He's not the best athlete, but that dude has the nuances of the receiver position down pat. Now, some guys can get away with it, being a physical freak. But even DK Metcalf, like, there's a lot that's very underwhelming about DK. I've always felt DK is nowhere near as good as he's supposed to be.
Thank you.
On a consistent basis. And AJ Brown turned out to be better. Both of those dudes came out at Ole Miss the same year. Yeah, so it's
DK wasn't really
kind of
all
hit or
that great
miss.
at Ole Miss.
Thank you, Day Day.
You know? DK.
Yeah.
That's why I love you, Day Day.
Yeah.
But
Thriller.
What I'm saying is, let me tell you something.
Tell us something.
If this was up to analysts and coaches to pick these players, this would be a lot better Pro Bowl selection. When you add the element to the fans to it, I'm sorry, fans are jack-offs half the time.
Yes,
I'm
they
not,
are.
Yes, sir.
I'm not included, but I'm just saying most fans are jack-offs. They don't fucking
Ding, ding, ding.
oh, this guy's great. This guy's great. This guy's great.
Yeah.
He's my favorite player. He's my favorite player.
That's why I really don't care about the All-Star, the Pro Bowl, or anything like that.
Clip that out, Sky.
That's my quarterback.
The Pro Bowl is just a bunch of
Tyler Huntley. That's what
bullshit anyway.
I think a lot of guys just want the recognition, though.
Hold on.
Like look at Mike Evans.
They do get incentives for that too, to be in the Pro Bowl. But
I think a guy like Mike Evans is another guy that gets kind of disrespected. Why? Because there's nothing really special about Mike Evans. He's a tall guy. He's not really that fast.
Thank you.
And he just catches footballs.
Bro, he's had 10.
He's a Hall of Famer. That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
But nobody talks about Mike Evans though.
Mike Evans is
what did Walt
Mike
just
Evans-
say?
Mike
He's just
Evans
a
is
big guy
Hall of
who
Famer,
jumps
no
up
doubt.
and catches the football. That's it. That's
Bro, Mike Evans has had 10 1,000 yards
Okay.
consecutively.
Brandon Marshall had 8
Nobody's
of those
done that, bro. He's a Hall of Famer. He is a
Oh, no,
Hall
he
of Famer.
is.
There's no,
And he got a ring,
no
too.
argument. Yup. And he has a ring.
Yeah.
Good point.
So
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
not in the Pro
Bowl.
Bowl.
Thank you, Walt. Thank you.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
He's not in the Pro Bowl.
Who gives a
If he
fuck,
is-
bro? He's in the
he's
Hall
not
of
a starter.
Fame. He got a gold jacket.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Data, you said Myles Garrett wasn't a gold jacket.
That's the point I'm trying to
He's
make.
not yet. He ain't done enough yet. If he keeps up from where he's going, yes, he will be. But to me, he's not yet. Go ahead,
That's-
Thriller.
Pro Bowl last year, didn't he?
Oh, Miles.
Yeah. I'm not
Miles is
talking
definitely
Pro Bowl
trending in
Miles.
that direction, though.
I mean,
I'm talking
I
Hall
think
of Fame
Garrett already has
Myles
3
Garrett.
All-Pros and like 4 Pro Bowls, something like that.
Didn't Amon St. Brown make the Pro Bowl last year?
Yeah.
As an
Was he
alternate, I
alternate?
think he was. Yeah.
He's an alternate. I don't know what this comment means. Mike Evans made a Pro Bowl and some guy didn't. Okay, and that's
So,
Amon's been in the alternate twice. I mean,
Day-Day. Garrett
Mike
is
had a sneaky good year
five-time
too.
Pro Bowler and 2-time
Yeah.
All-Pro.
In 7 seasons or 5
Yeah.
seasons?
That's
Just- I
mean, just
that's
look at the
gold jacket shit
competition.
right there, bro.
Marvin Harrison will be here next year. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be here next year. Roma Dunze is going to be here next year. Malik
That's
Neighbors
right
is going to
there.
be here next year. Like the
Keon
talent
Coleman.
keeps coming in. And if Garrett Wilson ever gets a quarterback, he'll be named up there too.
Well, if we're talking about, I know it's kind of funny way to pivot the question. Like, if we're talking about Amon-Ra down the road, if he continues what he does, if he continues to do Sun God stuff, and in terms of the Hall of Fame, as long as he stays doing what he's doing and he has like big plays in the postseason, he has a good shot at the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame voters do a good job sometimes of looking past the Pro Bowls, obviously. Because who was our boy that we liked that went to the Hall of Fame day that didn't have
Are we
like the
seriously
most
talking
Pro
about
Bowls?
Amon-Ra as a Hall of Famer? Well,
Again, hypothetically, to the whole
Why are we
stats
doing
Pro
the
Bowl
other
thing,
day?
like right.
Are we
Right.
talking
Well,
about
I'm just
Mike
saying it's not
Myers?
about Pro Bowls, right? To make the Hall of Fame, right? Is it not always about the Pro Bowls? to make the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame?
Amon-Ra ain't done like.
All I'm saying is that sometimes when you have
How
the
many
eye
Pro Bowl
test,
Stafford got?
exactly, Sky. Thank you. He knows
Like
exactly
one
what
or
the fuck I'm
two.
talking about. If Stafford somehow puts together a couple more postseason stuff, he should be a Hall of Fame lock, even though he has one Pro Bowl.
He's a Hall of Famer
Stafford
right
is
now.
already a Hall of Fame lock.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
he's
the
a-
only argument I see, Sky, and I agree, he's a
Might
Hall
not
of
be
Fame
first
talent.
ballot, but it's gonna be something.
Again,
You,
Sky,
Blue, the
he
only
has
reason we
Hall of
keep
Fame
saying
talent.
this because you keep using guys that are Hall of Famers already. Like,
But
you
Day
keep trying to
I'm
make
just,
an example with Hall of Famers. Like,
but Day
Yeah,
all
big
I'm saying
guys
is
and
to
An example
answer
with
this
the stats
question.
without the Pro Bowls.
go ahead,
Day-Day,
Blue. I
all
hear
I'm
you.
saying
I'm
is,
listening.
could you make an argument for your guys that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame without Pro Bowls? That's all I'm saying.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Okay.
need to tell people Miles Garrett has 5 fucking Pro Bowlers. Right?
No, what I need is all pros. All pros.
Okay, that's
Not like-
fair.
That's
we
different.
can all agree Miles
Dude,
Garrett is a
that's a
top
stat.
3 defensive edge, whatever you want to fucking say,
Yeah.
in the last 5-7 years. That's the key. Be a
It's
top
stats.
guy to make the Hall of Fame.
All I care about is stats.
And of course, you
I
do.
mean, if you look at it for what it is, if throughout your career, were you considered one of the 5 best players at your position for your entire
Thank
career?
you.
And I think that's what Garrett is. You can make the argument Garrett is one of the 3 best
Me
at his
and Walt
position.
think alike. I love him.
Need it for more than I need that for more than 5 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need to have a long. That's why we had the Ocho Cinco argument day, because
He's a Hall of
Ocho
Famer.
Cinco was tops at his position in his era, and he has a good argument for the Hall of Fame. I don't need to tell you Ocho Cinco was great without telling you Pro Bowls. I don't need to do.
I think
Pro Bowl shit.
Garrett is definitely trending in that direction though. But I think if you look at St. Brown, let's take for a comparison a guy who's not in, and there's a lot of chaos surrounding why he's not in. If you look at Isaac Bruce, like Isaac Bruce had 4 Pro Bowls out of his entire career. He didn't win till the end of his career, but the guy who came in after him, I'm talking about 10 years after him, Torrey Holt, got in immediately.
Yeah.
And Isaac Bruce didn't have the greatest career numbers. I think he caught over 100 balls once in his career. He had a career average of about 15 yards per catch. But there's still like a lot of controversy about guys like him not being in. If St. Brown keeps trending in the direction he's in, catching over 100 balls every year, the Lions start having playoff success, let him win. If they win and he keeps getting 112 catches to 120,
1,200
getting
yards.
his 12,
Not to butt in,
I mean,
but I think
it-
not to butt in, Isaac Bruce is a Hall of Famer. He's
He
officially
is?
a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he's officially a Hall of Famer. But I agree with your argument because again, it's the losing. The losing really hurt him in the beginning to get like first ballot or not make him wait so long. I think that was the issue.
Tori, what's your thoughts?
So I'm gonna bring this back to like the original, so we can go
Good.
through the.
Yep.
I'm
Good.
pretty sure we have 2 more topics, and we have 35 minutes. So with St. Brown, he's gonna be a menace to whoever. He already is, but with this extra motivation, it's just gonna turn his menacing up. He, to piggyback a little bit onto it, he's not the flashiest. Everybody wants the flashy. They want the crazy catches. They want that. I mean, he's going to do that sometimes, but that's not him. If you were to imagine him with a DK body, he would be number one every year. He is not that big guy that's going to do that. But where he shines to probably one of the best in the entire league is his mental. He knows himself. He knows what he can do, and he knows his body. He knows how to take care of it, and he does that probably better than most guys in this league.
Tori's fucking spitting.
Shout out to Daddy Amon Ra.
Tori's fucking spitting.
But him on just like some athletic freak body, he's number one in the entire league every year. He doesn't need the speed.
Yeah.
He just needs that big freak body. He doesn't have it, and he's still already a monster.
He's gonna keep getting stronger too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
only
he's easily the best slot in the NFL right now. Easily.
Yeah. But he's just not that flashy guy that people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, look at this! This is so
Look
crazy!"
at him, he jumped over 5 dudes.
You know, though, I think it's also a testament to how little a lot of these, not to say they don't know about football, but like a lot of these scouts and these GMs, they get kind of stuck in their own ways and their own biases towards who they like and who they don't like. This dude is everything internally that Chase Claypool wasn't.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to call Chase Claypool anything outright wrong, but going back to Notre Dame, I felt Chase Claypool was just big and soft. But at the end of the day,
right now.
But at the end of the day, people like the 6'5", the 220, the long arms.
Yep.
I can mold him into something. And then you see the guy like St. Brown, Steve Smith.
Yep.
People just didn't like Steve Smith's size. That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
Steve Smith was too
they
small.
didn't get what they wanted in the Amon-Ra build. They wanted the freak of nature. They wanted the TO. They wanted the cow.
We're getting off track again.
Yeah.
But Wall was spitting, though. Let's be honest.
I just like, because it's funny, these scouts, man, and what they tell you who can play and who can't. And you find out, you look at a guy like St. Brown, like there's no way he was. Look at who went ahead of him.
Yeah.
Right.
And he knows that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the reason why he has his motivation now, and that's the reason why, in his mind, that he got snubbed as a Pro Bowler, that he's going to keep that motivation flowing, because that's what he is. That's what Amon is. He's a motivation guy. He keeps that chip on his shoulder. He's like a Tom Brady in a wide receiver body. That's what he is. He keeps that chip on his shoulder. You picked everybody else ahead of me, and I got on all these receivers are crap that are ahead of. Well, not absolutely crap, but that, you could have had me. You didn't pick me in the Pro Bowl. I'm mad at that. I said, because I'm one of the best receivers in the league. He's one of the top 5 best receivers in the league, but he didn't get picked. Okay, so now he's got that chip on his shoulder. Let him carry that in there. I don't know about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the playoff game, but I think Amon's going to he's going to be the solid guy that the Lions always have. He's a solid.
He's going to have an Amon-Ra game. That's all I'm saying. He's going to have a big Amon-Ra game in that playoff game.
Amon-Ra, first down.
And to put a cherry on this subject, guys, every team needs a guy like this.
Yep.
Okay. If you look at great teams, there's always that guy that will do the dirty work. People don't talk about it a lot. People don't hype him up. We just happen to not have an X wide receiver right now, so our offense completely runs through Amon-Ra and our tight end and our running game.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of people put on notice once we get an X wide receiver or Jameson Williams develops into the guy that we think it is, and we get in a situation where we're running the offense through him, and Amon-Ra is the one that's getting the second look.
Yeah.
Then Amon-Ra is still gonna get his. Trust me. There's just gonna be a lot more highlights in the Lions offense. So
JMO's not gonna develop as long as Goff is here.
So
sorry.
That's a different subject for a different day.
Get your ass out of here.
Neil, what's the next subject we got here?
Hey, if we had more time, we could get into that topic, but we don't have much time left.
Neil, what's the next subject? Quick talk about the wild card. All right, wild card matchup: Packers and Rams. Who we thinking is the better matchup?
For fans or for TV? Because there's two answers to that question.
In general. Start with Day again.
God.
Man, I want. Well, we've already played the Packers twice. It's hard to beat a team in a division like that. You know what I mean? But the Rams and Stafford, man, that's still Stafford. He can still sling it around on us, and that's our worst.
Man, fuck the
Our
Packers,
worst play
bro.
on defense is pass defense. So, man, I don't know. Give me the Rams. I want to take Stafford.
We got
at home.
20 minutes till ball game, folks.
I want to take Stafford at home in that home playoff game. Send Stafford home.
All right, Tori, what's your thoughts?
Give me either.
Oh, I didn't know I was a blonde. Thank you, Sky.
I'm happy with either of them. I prefer Stafford. The Rams.
Come on home, boy. We're gonna send you home.
Yeah.
All right. Blue, since you're so ready.
I don't give two shits who plays this, bro. Nobody's beating us at Ford Field in that first playoff game. It's going to make the Superdome look like child's play that day.
Be wild.
It's going to be biblical loud that day.
Especially if it's the Rams, bro. Holy fuck, it's gonna be loud.
I mean, Day, just in general, 30 years of pent-up frustration, bro. Like, I want to run through a brick
I know.
wall
I'm
right now
talking,
for that game.
and then you add the fact that it's Stafford coming back.
Oh, yeah, of
Field,
course.
bro. That place is gonna be electric every time
Yeah.
the Lions are on
Stafford,
defense.
though, we're talking about too. Stafford. It was
No, I know. I'm just saying 30 years of pent-up frustration is good enough for me, bro.
Just road for Stafford for
Been
so
waiting.
long. So how are we really gonna react to having Stafford back at home? Yes, it's a playoff game, a lot on the line, but it is also Stafford. How are some of these fans gonna act? Because these fans live and die with Stafford.
I'm booing that man. If it's Stafford, I'm booing him that day. It's fuck Stafford from whatever
Yep.
time slot to 4
Stafford's
hours
my boy,
later.
too.
I
I'll
agree.
Stafford that day.
I agree. I don't know how some of these fans agree.
Right. That's the
The
thing.
next day we can
Those
all love him
Detroit
again.
Ram motherfuckers.
Yeah, these
Mhm.
motherfuckers are wearing Rams Lions
A
jerseys.
Detroit
bro.
Ram shirt.
Yeah, bro. Like, what
I
the
was always
fuck?
a Stafford fan,
Yeah,
not
whoever
a
did that,
Lions
man,
Never,
they
fan.
just-
never in my
Hey,
life.
I
I
was
get
going.
it.
Whoever.
I got one of them shirts. Lay off, man.
Day.
Stafford was my.
You were one of those
I
people
never-
that bought
I know.
that shirt?
Oh.
That's shame on you, bro. Shame
That's
on
why
you.
you
Listen,
supposed
For real,
to
shame
be
on you,
still.
bro.
That's
I
why you
never
dirty
Come on,
motherfucker.
bro.
I never
Detroit
wore
Ram
it. I
shirt.
bought
Wow.
it, and I bought it, and it's up in the closet.
You wear Detroit Ram shirts and
You
stuff.
bought
I
it.
never
That's the
fucking
point.
wore it. I just
I don't
bought
care
it.
if you
and
wore
stuck
it,
up
you
in
bought
it.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Philip.
I'm a Stafford guy, dude. He came from
I'm a
Georgia.
Stafford
I'm a
guy too, but
Stafford
there's no
guy.
fucking. I got a Lions Stafford jersey.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
all-
gonna buy no fucking
I
Rams
don't.
Lions
I
jersey.
don't. I
Fuck that.
don't.
Exactly, Chris.
Bro,
Boo,
it was
Day.
$10. It was 10 fucking bucks. I took
$10
You
a
still
fucking
spent money on it?
$10
I
Yeah.
wouldn't spend no
Detroit
money on it.
Rams
You can
shirt.
give me that
10
jersey. You
fucking
give me it
bucks,
for free.
bro.
Fuck all that.
What
You ain't
the
buy it on
fuck?
my birthday, Day.
Day.
And as far
Fuck
I'm
it.
disappointed in you, bro.
and as far as whoever
You hear this? Our
whoever the Lions
CEO's a
play,
piece of shit.
whoever we play in the playoffs, I don't give a damn. Fan base wise, if Stafford comes here, I don't think I'm disagree with all that. Oh, they're gonna yell louder than this. Man, it's 30 years since we are in a playoff game. Them damn fans are gonna be nuts no matter who the hell comes here.
Biblical. It's gonna be biblical loud.
You got to remember something. If we play the Rams, yeah, there's going to be that Stafford factor. If we play Green Bay, I don't know
That's
how
the
the hell
Green
Green
Bay
Bay fans are going to get some damn tickets,
if
but
it's
they're going to
Green
be in
Bay,
the
it's gonna
crowd.
be even more hype,
Yeah.
honestly, because fuck
It-
Yeah.
You got to remember, Green Bay is just like kitty corner around from us. If their fans get them tickets for that playoff game, it's going to be hyped too. So it doesn't make a difference. Bring whoever on. It is what it is. I think the Lions are going to show their ass. I mean, I don't think a Lions can get 203 TDs, but what the matter is, I think they're going to. I think it's going to be the reminiscence of the Dallas game that we played back in '91. Whoever comes in there is getting their ass whooped.
I agree.
Bye-bye.
I agree. Nobody's winning that fucking day, bro. I'm
And it's a
telling you.
revenge game for Goff too. Look what they
Yeah.
did with him, and
Yeah.
they're bringing
For
him
what
in
Sean
for the
McVay said
playoffs.
about Harper, bro. Did you see what he said about Harper?
Man, we ain't got time to get into that.
It's a revenge game for him too, and he's
No,
very
Sean
chippy
McVay was
guy.
talking shit about Christian Harper, bro. I swear to
Yeah,
God.
man, I don't give a fuck about that bitch for today.
Well,
Yeah. Personally, I think the Packers, for a variety of reasons, provide a bigger issue for us, man. I'm always sketchy when it comes to picking those divisional games when you play those teams, the playoffs. I feel the same way about the Browns over in the AFC. Like if the Ravens play the Browns at any point in time, the Browns have the ability to send the Ravens home. That's just how it is. And you look at Green Bay with that defensive front, you're looking at the guys that they can rotate in and out. You're talking about Rashawn Gary, who has been a menace against us, at least when he's healthy and on the field. They got issues in the secondary, but they know us. And they beat us already here before. And they seem, for whatever reason it is, they seem to play us better in their favor. They seem to play us better here than they do at home. And we seem to play them better on the road than we do here, which is strange. But the Rams don't really scare me that much, man. I mean, they're bad against the pass. They're 12th in the league against the run right now, but nobody's been able to stop our running game at all, period. Now, can Stafford go out there and throw the ball on us? That's possible.
Yeah.
But I just view us in the sense that if you can't stop us from doing what we want to do, which is dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, your ass going home.
And I got
like if people really think the Rams are going to come here, Aaron Donald is the one guy right there. But Aaron Donald is kind of slowly declining on his way out. Not to say that he can't still make plays, but if you allow Detroit to dominate the line of scrimmage, run the football, and pull you into their type of game, it's going to be a problem. That's what they did to Dallas. They went to Dallas last week and did what nobody else could do. Pull Dallas into a street fight. And you can argue that we should have won the game or whatnot, but I definitely think the Rams, I understand people are kind of like scared. You know, Stafford can throw the ball all over the field. He's got Cooper Kupp out there. He's got Puka. He's got Sean McVay, a guy who I think should get some consideration for Coach of the Year, considering the job that he's done with the Rams. That's a young-ass football team, and to get that team to 9 wins, possibly 10 wins, I think is very impressive. But for me, it's definitely the Packers, man. Honestly, and I was talking to someone about this yesterday. I think the Packers, that's a 50-50 game. It would not shock me if Green Bay came here and gave us a real game and won, just because it's a divisional game. And, you know, those type of games are – talking about the third matchup. You know, Jordan Love, he's played better down the stretch. He's got some talent. They got some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. And they did to us in that Thanksgiving game what Baltimore did. They were able to do what the Bears were able to do it twice.
They embarrassed us.
Which is shut down the middle of the field and force Ben Johnson and force Jared Goff to attack outside the numbers, which is what Jared doesn't like to do. You know, attacking downfield isn't Jared Goff's strength at all. But we almost managed to still pull it off last week. And I think that's going to could turn out to be a downfall for us. And this could go back into whether Goff is the guy or not the guy or whatnot. Offensively, until we can start consistently attacking the perimeter, we're limited. That's just how it's going to be. We can get away with our style of football, I think, against certain teams. That's why, you know, we're going to get into, I believe, how far this team can go in the playoffs in another show or whatnot. But until we can consistently put pressure on the perimeter and on the boundaries, it's going to be a problem, man. That's why it's strange to me that they still can't get Jameson more involved consistently. You know, I do like the fact that over the past couple of weeks, he's been running more routes in the tree. They've been giving him some opportunities to catch some footballs in some tight areas and take some hits. It's good to see him take some hits, get up, catch the ball cleanly or whatnot. It was a thing of beauty to see Goff hit that guy in stride last week. Would have been nice if he would have been able to keep running, but I think the perimeter and being able to attack outside is going to be huge for this team come playoff time, because we don't get a lot of gimme points. We don't. We get a lot of 11, 12 play drives, 13 play drives. We don't generate a lot of easy points. You know, it's similar to like an NBA team that can't really score in transition. All your points come in the half court. If all your points are coming in the half court, you're going to be an 85 to 95 scoring point team. You're not going to get that far. So, like I said, if we can start opening up some things offensively, get some easier points, maybe that could come in the form of Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe it won't be Jameson. Maybe Jahmyr hits the playoffs and he lights up the scoreboard. But I think we need to start getting some easier points for sure, because things right now offensively are just too. And we hear this from Dan Campbell after every loss. It seems like he says the same exact thing. The smallest thing throws us off offensively, because that's what we are. We're a ball control team. 11 play drive, 12 play drive, maybe a 13 play drive.
Open motherfucking team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Worked a long read team.
We don't get too many splash plays. We don't get too many gimmies.
I think with all the onus on the offense, though, the Green Bay game that we lost, was basically the defense wasn't called the same as the first game against Green Bay. It wasn't. None of that. No blitzes, nothing. So I kind of understand what you're saying about division games, but I treat teams in our division just like any division, any teams in the NFL. Period. You can beat them. Okay. If you have the talent, we're better than Green Bay. I'm just saying we're better than Green Bay easily. It's just that we have to have the proper mindset in these games. And I understand what you're saying about offense, but we've won 11 games with that offense. And these teams have time to prepare for it and understand what the Lions offense is about. I mean, if it was that simple, people would be able to defend it. But the defense has got to step up as well. If they don't step up, then that basically is a mental part on the offense. If the defense ain't playing well, the offense ain't going to play well. And it's kind of the same. It goes both ways with this team. If the offense is playing real well, like if the offense goes down and scores a touchdown immediately and it's 7-0, the defense is going to come in there banging. If we don't get the ball first and we come in there and the defense comes in there banging, the offense will come behind that. But if we fall short of any of that, and to your point, Walt, that's the point I think that Dan Campbell is making. If something falls short on either side, not just with the offense, we seem to fucking unravel, and that's doesn't need to happen. That can't happen in the playoffs, and I think that's where Dan Campbell comes in here because he's the guy. You know, he's the guy. He's the motivational coach. That's what that's what a head coach has got to do. Motivate your guys to run through that brick wall, and whatever situation you have, continue on with it like it didn't happen. So that's what's got to happen. Green Bay or the Rams, I don't care. Those two have to come together. The offense and the defense have to play as an orchestra. That's the way it's got to go.
To piggyback off that, also, I think sometimes you're almost better off playing a team that doesn't know shit about you. And the Rams don't. Too. You know, the Rams played us, 2 years ago when they caught us when we were all raggedy and just picking ourselves up off the ground after trading Stafford. And we had, was it Tyrell Williams out there and Breshad Perryman. And this is a completely different team now. So I think
we ran a bunch of trick plays.
Yeah, McVay knows golf from what he knew about him in LA. Now, I think he watches more film, of course, than any of us do. So he may look at Lions film and say, that's the same old Jared. These type of coverages still give Jared problems. These routes still give Jared problems. He can go on film and look at that. But the last time they played us, St. Brown was a rookie. Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery weren't here.
It was kind of close.
Yeah. Penei Sewell wasn't a veteran. He wasn't a seasoned veteran. CJ Chauncey Gardner wasn't here. Melifonwu, who honestly, if you look at Melifonwu, he's been kind of like a late season signing. Honestly, he's been a brand new player for us. So this is a completely different team for what McVay saw. So like I said, I think sometimes, man, if you look at sometimes the team of your division doesn't even have to be better than you to beat you. Sometimes they just beat you off familiarity.
Calling a good game, like I said, like the Packers literally, they called a great game. Like that was a great game by them for sure. What I want to do right here before we end this though, because that was all good information right there on that last topic. Because I mean, I think we all are in the same feeling about a lot of it. It's like the Stafford versus the Packers knowing us thing. Like what would be the better option, honestly. But let's go ahead and do just a last little score prediction of this game, and then we'll get out of here. Blue, we'll start with you.
With me?
Another blue?
I didn't hear the
blue.
I didn't hear blue. Anyway.
Attention, blue. You're up for your comments and final thoughts here.
Comments and final thoughts. Again, it's like mixed feelings for this game, bro. As we all talk about and know, it's another game that has less importance, preseason game feel. But at the same time, of course, I want our guys to be healthy, do the right things, whether or not we rest starters and whatever. We all know how we feel about this. And prediction-wise, it's going to be a close game because if we do bench starters by the second half, it's going to be a back and forth thing. So I'm just ready for the playoff game, fellas. I'm ready.
Agreed. Tori?
23-19. Lions. No.
Damn, that's real close to what I had.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Well, since you're right there, let's do it.
I had 23-13 Lions.
Hell yeah. Thriller?
I got 27-24.
Day? You're muted. Day?
Walt
Can I have
Disney.
your attention, please? Day?
ASAP.
27-17 Lions.
Neil?
You still laggy?
42-17.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Homecoming game, huh?
We didn't hear John yet. We didn't hear John yet. Is he allowed to talk?
I'm writing that down. You know, I'm gonna start writing his shit down. So I'm gonna see how
Write
if
it
he ever
down.
makes that.
Write it down, Cleveland.
I'm gonna see if he ever makes that stuff. I'm gonna see if he ever makes it.
John, what's yours?
I got 24.
That's good.
I got a 30-23 Vikings.
Ooh.
Here you go. Here you go.
Well, it ain't 42-17.
This man came with the side eye and everything.
Oh, these ain't 42-17.
Kyle looking at his PR guy like,
That's me
watch
off.
this.
I'm a true fan. What you mean? It's supposed to be 42-17.
John's his PR guy. He looks at his PR guy and is like, watch this.
That's
42-17. Everybody reaches incentives.
Yep.
Right.
Dan Campbell even reaches coaches incentives.
Hey, that 211
Goes for it for 5 fourth downs.
Guy, you ran this thing.
No, I think, man, your boy too competitive.
Yeah. he
Dan
is.
Campbell's too competitive. Former players are just different as head coaches, man.
Especially
And
that man.
I don't see it
caffeine
happening.
in his body, bro.
All right,
Holy
fellas.
shit.
Yeah,
Go
thank
ahead,
you
Scott.
guys. Thanks. Hey, Walt, appreciate you, bro.
Man, you know it. You already know it,
Appreciate
man.
you. Thanks as always, man.
Appreciate
You're
y'all
always
having
welcome
me.
back. You know this. You know this. Bring the one of these times you got to bring the other half too.
For sure. No problem.
Make sure we
I can hear you.
we do some other shows too where it's a little bit more
Always
calm
love
and
having
not
them on.
a deadline. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, he goes to church on Sunday mornings. I'm more of a heathen. So.
it's all same.
Like
So-
Uncle Russell.
I go to church
Really?
on Sunday too, brother, but
I go to football church on Sunday.
exactly.
Yeah, there you
Totally
go.
knows
That's
what
the
I'm
church
talking
you
about.
go to.
Football day.
There's
That's
two
why we
different
love you,
types of
George.
churches.
All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all once again. We're not gonna end it like normal because the game's about to start.
I
So
was
fuck
about to
it.
say, bro. Holy shit.
Have a good day.
Good
Go
day.
Lions. Go
Good day,
fucking
I'm out.
Lions. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.